Just getting situated. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, hope you guys had a good weekend and welcome to Monday. We're going to be doing just kind of an open-ended thing here. So just shoot me your questions. Let me know what you guys are doing. I'll kind of cover a little bit of my trip to Overland Expo, some of the new stuff that I saw over there, and just kind of answer any questions you guys got. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's get that Tacoma in there. There we go. How's everybody doing? I'm a little. I probably need a little bit of a trim, but welcome to Mumfy Live. Hope you guys are all doing well. I am feeling just a little bit tired from a long weekend. I went up and planted a couple of fence posts with some family. So back and ready to do this live for you guys. So let's see what happens here. I'll just move my laptop around, and yeah, what have you guys been up to this weekend? I know you guys have seen a few of the new videos that are up covering a couple of the new mods, the Long Range America gas tank, fuel tank. Let's see what else. The new Rome mounts for the 83 liters. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Mumfy Live. I'm just going to be keeping it low key today. And yeah, let me know what you guys would like me to kind of discuss, talk about, discuss. Shoot me a little comment. Let me know where you guys are from. But yeah, so yeah, just kind of going over some of the mods, the current videos, liking the Rome mounts. Yeah, the rugged mounts are very, very cool. I like the fact that I can easily just throw the Rome box up on top and take them off whenever I need to. I mean, obviously minus unlocking them, but uh, and the Long Range America fuel tank has been amazing. Loving that so far. I am working on a full review for that, so I know there's been a few questions regarding the tank, so I definitely want to make sure that I cover your guys' questions, concerns, all sorts of that. But let's see here. I'm gonna kind of want to go through some of the comments that have popped up over the course of some of the videos. Let's see here. A comment from, or at least on the Cali raised cat shield. I think there's a little bit of concern about, yeah, if somebody was pretty determined to get your cats, then they're going to find a way, even though the Cali raised cat shields offer some decent deterrent. But yeah, at least it deters about 95%. The other thing I like about the Cali Rays cat shields is that you can double up on your protection by putting a skid plate, the mid skid, on your Tacoma, and have the cat shield from Cali Raised on there for just doubling up. I was kind of curious. I know that CBI, their mid skid will give you good coverage for that. And if you have the TRD aluminum skid plate, it's the only one that I know of so far that actually will uh, form to the back of the TRD aluminum skid plate. So that's actually a plus, a bonus for the CBI mid skid. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Had a couple of comments saying that my the rugged mount video was probably one of the better they've seen. I mean, I don't know. There's lots of people out there doing some good, probably doing even some better coverage than I do. But I try to do my best and cover the issues that I run into on any of my installs. Had a couple of questions on the Overland torque tune or the Overland Taylor torque tune. Regarding the 6-speed manual. Now that's something that I really can't answer because mine's a full automatic. But I have heard good things for people that still run the OTT tune with the 6-speed manual. So, if anything, reach out to your local tuner and they can help out answer any of those questions for you. Going over the needle bearing video, let's see. How did it drive before and after the install? This was kind of an interesting one, but definitely one to upgrade to. That needle bearing is going to be an issue if you decide to lift your Tacoma. So it may not give you any issues up front, but over time, as that angle of the CV axle going in there, eventually it's going to rattle that needle bearing loose, and you're going to want to change that so that way you can either get the geometry right or you're not going to have all those needles tearing up your front differential. So let's see here. Um, yeah, one of the videos or one of the comments in one of the videos that I had was, where can I pick up a set of the LED amber deletes? And from my understanding, I can't give you the link anymore simply because Taco Clout actually does not offer them on his website anymore. You may be able to find them on a different website, but as far as the amber deletes, I heard that there was a little bit of uh, an issue with them trying to sell the amber delete kits, which is just a little decal. It's a little smoked tinted decal that runs right there and deletes the amber on the side of the headlight. So if you can find them, pick them up. I think it's kind of the same issue that Miso and AJT ran into with the steering wheel chrome delete. So it's a little bit iffy. If you can find them, snag them. Let's see. Do any of you have any questions for me? Leave me a thumbs up if if you're here in the just kind of checking out the video, I greatly appreciate you guys joining me on this. And I'm happy to answer any of your questions that you guys have for me. So let me know you're here. Let's see. Yeah, lots of recent questions about a lot of that. Let's see. WeatherTech wind deflectors. Yeah, the instructions that come with the wind deflectors for WeatherTech aren't necessarily the best, but yeah, hopefully my video kind of helped you or helps with the install there. Now, as I did mention, I just got back from a trip in which I was helping some family uh, put up a couple of fence posts. We're doing some uh, H posts, and yeah, so took the Tacoma out and got it a little dirty. And if you haven't, I'll be sharing some photos of maybe not the fence post, but at least of the Tacoma over on my Instagram. So be sure to follow over there as well. What is everybody's thoughts on the new fourth gen Tacoma? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. So far, if I'd have to say that the styling I really like. I can see where they've taken cues from the fourth gen, or not the fourth gen, but the Forerunner. Maybe even a little bit of the Rav4 up towards the front with the split grill. But yeah, it's interesting. I was watching another YouTuber's video on some of the features that aren't necessarily talked about, and one of the interesting features was the new wheelbase that they've started on. Maybe I think it might start at the Trail Hunter, but if you go, was it? It's starting at the same wheelbase as the new Tundra, and that might be. I think that might be for the 6 foot bed, but or yeah, if you configure it for the 6 foot bed, the new Tacoma has the same wheelbase as the brand new Tundra, which is just crazy to me. You're elongating the current Tacoma, so it's kind of an interesting design choice, especially if you're going to try and underpower it. Unlike where the Gladiator goes, you have the Eco Diesel, and you know it's just kind of interesting that they'd widen that wheelbase there. El Meno, hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hi. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. What you been up to? Hope you had a good weekend. I'm just here chilling with all of you here, and just thanks for joining. Talking about Tacoma stuff. What are you guys' thoughts on the custom grill? Yay, nay, like it, don't like it? Would you like to see a customized version 2 grill on the Tacoma? I might know a guy. I do have some interesting info on where these customized grills come from. So if you want to hear a little bit of info on that, Uh, Let me know down in the comments section. I am pretty excited about what's going to be coming up tomorrow for me. I've got, actually had a local company here reach out, and I'm looking forward to working with them to bring you a product for the Tacomas that previously are only available for the Broncos right now. So I'm pretty excited to be working with a company to bring you a new product. So that's pretty exciting. And then I'm also going to be checking out Heretic for some of their new products. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to wait for next week to drop that video. I'm actually going to give you guys an actual video this week talking about the new stuff from Heretic that was brought out or that they released at Overland Expo. No, I didn't like it. Keeping my third gen, I'm not gonna lie, I would had to trade my third gen for the new Tundra, but they canceled the V8, V4 Tacoma. Not digging. Don't care if it's faster, more powerful. Yeah, it's definitely it's tough to let go of the V6, and you know they could have done so much more to try and give the V6 a little bit more power. Now you got to deal with the turbo spooling up, and yeah, just it's just interesting to kind of have to deal with a turbo V4. But yeah, other than the engine upgrades, I think that I mean the styling is fine for the fourth gen Tacomas, but it's just it'll be interesting to see just how long some of their gimmick items on the Tacoma are going to hold up in the long run. One thing that I definitely notice is that when they're trying to bring out a lot of these new features, such as the lights in the bed, I wonder how well, they talk about it being able to, oh yeah, it'll light up the campsite. Well, it may do that, but is it bright enough for what it is that you're trying to do? I don't know. I mean, with all of the incandescent stuff that they put inside the cab, are they going to put some quality LED lights on those bed lights? Who knows? The other thing that is going to start causing some issues is right past the uh, the back of the truck or the cab. You have that little what is it? They folded the metal in the back to kind of give it. I'm going to call it the Deadpool, uh, basically not at the back. And what that's going to do is now that you don't have a straight, um, what is it? You're not going to. You're basically eating up maybe 2 inches away from the cab. That might limit a lot of accessories that you're able to put on the truck. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how companies kind of work around that little top notch that they put on the back of the cab. I mean, it looks cool, but in the long run, does it really serve much of a purpose other than looks? Almeno Turbo V4 sounds to me like a little Honda race car with the body kit. Well, that's if you decide to go with a cheap exhaust, then you sound like a little tin can running around. Yeah, it's totally interesting to hear that they revamped the hybrid, what is it, Highlander engine to throw into Gen 4s. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of towing power they can actually pull out of it, but who knows? Nobody's going to know until somebody buys one and actually runs it through its actual paces. So then you can actually get some real feedback. Right now, it's just a whole bunch of people's opinions. So all I can really gauge it on is how it looks. I think the Trail Hunter is a good option for, or at least it's a good option for a lot of people. For those not looking to actually build out the truck individually or wait or even wait for products to come out. They can just get it right out of the gate. What about styling? What do you guys think about Almeno? What are your thoughts on the styling of the new Tacoma? I do like the tail lights, and this is something that I would love to see come out because I have not found a set of tail lights other than the factory or the TRD blacked out pro style tail lights that I have liked from another company. I don't like Forms. I don't like the Infinity tail lights. Uh, there's a couple. There's one that I've seen that looks pretty cool, but then I was looking at the back of a Bronco the other day, and the tail lights that had a kind of a unique circle pattern to it, I noticed basically is the Bronco lights that that they've repurposed and put into the Tacoma tail lights. What I would like to see is somebody to take the uh, Tundra tail light style, those vertical tail lights, and throw it in the third gen. And then maybe in the middle, instead of having all three as a red LED light, that middle one can be a amber. And I'd like to see it go from instead of either sequential out or sequential in to indicate that that's your turning, because then the entire truck has a sequential turn signal all the way around it. I mean, the Tundra has the sequential that go from in to out, but I don't know. That's my rant. I don't want to sound like a fourth gen hater, but whenever the third gen came out, loved everything about it. The third gen has, yeah, the third gen has definitely had its level of uh, what am I trying to say here? I guess uh, it's had its complications as well. I mean, look at the powertrain on this. You have to get it tuned in order for you know to get the power that it actually needs and wants, especially when you start throwing a ton of weight on it. Or you go with something as simple as a throttle controller. But yeah, over time, the sheer amount of companies that support the Tacoma is just amazing, and I'm sure the same will be for the fourth gen. It's just going to be how well can people deal with some of the components that Toyota's had to deal with as far as the all the government stuff that they have to keep track of and keep in line of. Lewis Lomi, I run the Alpha Rex for taillights. Yeah, the Alpha Rex are they're a good tail light. Let me I'm gonna look those up just real quick here. Okay, yeah, I remember those. Now the interesting thing with that is they run that same style that even have 3-up on some of the full size trucks. I mean, I kind of liked them a little bit at the beginning, but yeah, I mean they grow in popularity real fast. And I when they finally brought out their sequentials, I was pretty excited about it until I saw just how fast the sequential was, and it kind of turned me off a little bit because I still wanted something bright, and I do like the red over like the clear. So I mean, if that's kind of where I'm going with the tail lights, that's kind of where I'm at as far as the Alpha Rex. I mean, they're don't get me wrong, these companies are putting out great products for the Tacoma, and get what you like. You know, don't let me dissuade you from getting the Infinity tail lights or getting the Form or the Alpha Rex or anything like that. Get what you like. I just, for me, I haven't found a set that I like past the stock, the stock taillights. Elmino. The front of the fourth gen looks tiny. The grill, everything, small windows. I don't know. Feels to me like they're going backwards. Uh, yeah, they're not giving it the big grandiose grill like they did on the Tundra, and kind of shrinking the grill size from excuse me from the third down to the fourth, and I'm starting to see that a little bit with the lineup across Toyota, regardless of size. I mean, you know, except for the Tundra, but you look at like their Highlander, uh, a lot of their sedans, the Corolla, they've all got those real small grills, and even I think it's taking a lot more from the Rav4 styling, and maybe a little bit of the uh, Forerunner styling just up front. That's kind of where I see a little bit of it, simply because of that secondary grill separation. In the fourth gen, coming with 33s from the factory. I believe either 33s or 32s, but they are doing a bigger tire size, from what I understand, which is nice. But if anybody's gonna try and do 35s, I have heard that there is a little bit more to the cab mount that needs to be removed uh, when trying to go bigger. But I'm gonna have to double check that. 32.6. Okay, yeah, so in between. Thanks, 3T Maverick. Appreciate that. But it will be interesting to see kind of what uh, third party support's going to do for that. I know that you know the fog lights for the new fourth gen are going to be rectangular, and I'm pretty excited to see what some of the third parties end up doing for it. I feel a sneeze coming on. Hang on. Nope, that was a cough, not a sneeze. But it will be interesting to see what, yeah, like I said, what third parties are going to do. The thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about the front are the headlights. I like how Toyota on the third gen did the wraparound LEDs for the third gen in 2020, which is when I picked up my truck. And it's one of the reasons why I went with the 2020 is because I liked the LED headlight features, and I like that they added integrated CarPlay and Android Auto. So uh, I was definitely waiting to see what Toyota would do with that, and I'm glad that I did. The infotainment center on the fourth gen, it's kind of interesting. You can get it in different sizes, if I remember correctly, um, depending on what trim level you get. But I mean, it would be nice to have a bigger screen, but I mean, in the end, how much screen do you actually need? I mean, I see people slapping iPads. You get in there and it's just a cockpit of screens, and you're like, I don't know where to look anymore. Talk about distracted driving. Pete, hey brother, thank you for joining the stream. 3T Maverick 2020 gang, yeah. Pete, any thoughts on engine bay lighting? That's a good one. Um, and there's a few options. I mean, I that I've considered. I haven't necessarily settled on a specific one just yet. Yeah, KC's got a nice little. I mean, you could take their rock lights and basically set them as uh, engine lights, but you could do that with any kind of rock light, really. Please don't trade in your rig. It looks sick. Yeah, no plans. This is paid off. I don't plan on selling this. This is going to be a long, long term truck. It may change configurations, but yeah, it's staying right here. Are there any mods that you guys are considering that I should kind of look into? Kind of like the engine bay lights, because I'm always looking at you know featuring or highlighting new products or new modifications that companies are coming out with. And like I said earlier in this live stream, I am going to be working with a local company here, and you will see something change on the Tacoma. And I'm pretty excited about bringing it to you guys. And I have a 2017 magnetic gray. That cement color is my favorite. Couldn't find it in a long bed. Ooh, yeah, that's one thing that I know a lot of people, and even in my situation, I'm kind of like, ugh, should have gotten a 6 foot bed. Just that little extra space in the bed definitely helps. But I went with the 5 foot. I like the shorter wheelbase, but nothing against the 6 foot bed. Let's see, Lewis. How about straight axle swap? Ooh, that would be That would be interesting. I've heard a lot of that. I'm not. I'd have to do a little bit more digging into that to really see if it's something that I really want to do, but quite possibly. I okay. That reminds me of one thing that I will commend the fourth gen Tacoma doing is going from what is it, the 8.5 differential rear diff to a 9. I think they're going to a little bit over a 9 inch, but going to a beefier rear diff, which is found. Oh shoot, what is it? I think it's on some of their Land Cruisers that they're actually swapping it out to. So that's going to be sweet. 3T Maverick, Magnuson or Pro Charger Supercharger. Yeah, that would be sweet, but yeah, probably not in the cards just yet. Or I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to make sure that the Mumfy website is taking off a little bit better than it is right now. So if you guys want us to help support the channel, jump over to mumphy.us and check out the mod page over there, and then check out the shop page. I do have the version 1 patches over there, so if you'd like to snag one, help out the channel, I greatly appreciate it. But you guys just sticking around and enjoying these videos, I greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Lewis, they are suggesting me at my local shop to fit 37s plus and have better articulation. Okay, so for the straight axle, yeah. Um, yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. I'm really impressed with the guys that go way above 35s. And I'm still kind of struggling if I'm going to go to 35s or if I'm just going to do like a 34. I already know what tire I want to go with. Um, I do not. I can't recommend the Nitto Ridge grapplers. I'm just not. I'm not super happy with them. I mean, I will. Granted, I am at what a little, well, quite a bit over 37,000 miles on these tires, and I mean they are holding up really well. Their performance is where I have an issue with. They're not really great. No, I mean they do okay in the rain. I'm not happy with their snow performance, and you really have to break them in. I'd have to say they're not very good up until about, I don't know, 10,000 miles when you kind of get past that initial set of rubber. I don't like them. But I do know what I'm going to, and that is going to be a Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT. So I just got to figure out which size and what will fit on my TRD wheels. Let's see. Oh man, I should have came to Texas to the Toyota Jamboree. Seen a couple YouTubers, and Tacoma Beast was there. Yeah, that would have been really cool. I really need to start paying attention to when a lot of these Toyota events are. What was it? I did see a video where somebody was just sending a Tundra over the rocks. That was hilarious. Very cool. I mean, kudos to them, but yeah, not something I definitely, like I said, this is my long term and daily driver. And I couldn't, I have a hard time sending stuff that I put a lot of time and effort into and money. Let's see, Lewis. I got rid of them too. Wet conditions aren't that great. Yeah, uh, yeah, not not happy with them. But I see so many people starting to run them. It's probably because they're just I don't want to say they're a cheap tire, but they are less expensive than Mickey Thompson's. But the other the other tire I'd go with is maybe, let's see, what is it? I can't think of it, so I'm gonna look it up here. Uh, the Cooper Rugged Trek. If I didn't go to the what was it, the STT Pros, I'd do the Rugged Trek. Those are my two choices. Was Toyo Open Country ATs, BF Goodrich KO2s. Yeah, everybody runs the BF Goodrich KO2s. Yeah, the Toyo Open Country. Everybody's talking about the Falcon Wild Peaks. Let's see what else. The Kenda Cleavers. Yeah, there's quite a few that people kind of roll with, but I've seen the Baja Boss ATs in person, and whew, that's a good looking tire right there. And I like the fact that it's also was it three peak snowflake rated up to the 315s. Once you start going over 315, they will no longer do the three peak snowflake rating. And here in Utah, we get snow, so I had a set of Cooper Discovers on my Ford Explorer Sport Track. Brand new, drove up through a snowstorm to Idaho and did not lose traction at all. And hands down, one of the best tires I have ever run. Well, Rays, I want the front bumper of your taco. It is pretty sweet, isn't it? I do like the Southern style off road full plate bumper. The tube bumper also looks really good. And what I do like about the Southern style off road front bumper is you can get this in two pieces. So you can get the center piece all by itself as stage one. And then when you're ready, you can actually buy stage two, which are the outside cuts. So if you're in the market or are on a budget and want to kind of piece it together instead of trying to buy it all at once, uh, good option there. And I know that was it Four Wheel Parts has one. There's a couple other companies that have kind of this um, slimline cut or the Viper V2 cut, if you want to call it that. Uh, they look pretty cool, and they've got a couple of lights embedded. But I do like the look of the Southern style off road. and it keeps most of the factory look, which is awesome. So I do like that. Yeah, looks sleek. Yeah, for sure. But take your time if you're going to install it yourself. Take your time uh, and reference my install video on how to do it. So let's see here. Now I do know. So maintenance stuff. Let's go over maintenance stuff. Um, One thing that I really haven't done very well, and I need to update my, well, not update, but do better on, is keeping my suspension well greased. Now, as if you don't know, I do have a stage 8 icon set. So they are not adjustable, and it came with the RXT leaf springs, which I can highly recommend. I like the fact that you can, depending on your needs, it comes with the factory set. You can insert their add a leaf and get all the way up to 600 pounds if you want to at at their stage 3, or you can replace one in the middle for the stage 2, which will handle up to about 200 pounds, if I remember right, 2 to 400 pounds, and their stage 3 all the way up to 600 pounds, and you'll lose like an inch and a quarter. Right now, I'd have to say that my bed rack from Saints Off Road, the Tango bed rack, and the 23-0 Armadillo A2 combined, the combined weight is close to 400 pounds. And then I start adding in all my camping gear and stuff like that, and I'm close to maxing out that 600 pounds. And I've got another mod here that I have not even discussed, simply because I'm waiting for a couple other parts. That's going to add another 80, and then once I get my fifth wheel, um, is probably going to add another 100 pounds. And now I'm looking at going up to potentially a Deaver pack. So we'll have to see. Lewis, what were you saying about people that run bigger than 35s? So what I was saying is I do admire people that run bigger tires than 35s. Once you start going up to 37s and above, or anything even above 35s, you're looking at doing a lot more than just cutting the inside fenders, especially up front. I think once you start going above that, you're gonna have you're really cutting a lot, and you're either going to have to run spacers, or you're going to have to do a whole nother set of, what is it, the body extension, like a body extension lift, if I remember that, if that's what it's called. Um, it may not it may not be required, but I mean, you're starting to look at a lot of clearance, and I mean, you're chopping a whole ton off of, especially the front. Mostly the front. I wouldn't say you need to chop as much off the back, but you will have to do a fender trim. But I mean, the guys that do it, I, kudos, hats off to you guys that do the whole conversion stuff into anything above 35s. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more that kind of go into it if you're going to start, I think, going bigger than 30, yeah, 37s. What do I think about Magnuson's supercharger? I think it's a cool addition. I, without really experiencing it, I can't say anything more than, it's a really cool idea. And for those that do have it, I wonder how it runs. What's the long term maintenance on it? What's the long term, engine health? I'd be curious to know. That's really all I can say. I do like the fact that I'm still utilizing the factory engine with my OTT tune, and I'm getting the power that I need to with that tune, with everything that I have on here, and it handles the weight, it handles trying to go up hills, it handles uh, all the complaints that people have about the gutlessness of the V6 that Toyota's put in here. The OTT has definitely solved it. On top of running 529s. So after regearing the truck, so all of that working in concert has just been absolutely amazing. And then on top of that, throwing in the long range American gas tank, now I'm running 350 miles before I fill up. And I know that doesn't, it may not sound like huge numbers, but uh, in my experience, I'm only getting about 250 miles out of my factory tank, about 250 to 255, um, and that's 18 gallons when I go to fill up. But now I've got an extra 100-mile range. That's awesome. And the only reason I know that is because I went down to Flagstaff for Overland Expo and I filled up. I got most of the way there and only filled up once on the way down. And then on the way back, uh, yeah, I got basically from Flagstaff. So I filled up in, oh, what is it now? That's going to drive me nuts if I can't remember all these places. So give me just a sec here. I'll figure this out. Uh, Fredonia. Yes, Fredonia. So I filled up. I made it from Salt Lake all the way down to Fredonia on one tank of gas, filled up, went down to Overland Expo, did just a tiny bit of driving around there, and then went from Flagstaff all the way back up to Page before I filled up again. So not Sedonia, Fredonia with an F. It's just south of Kanab, Utah. So Fredonia. But I am going to cover all this in a video on my review of the long range America gas tank. So uh, stay with me on that. That's the other thing that I'm going to start doing on the channel. I've done so many installs, and I'm super happy to bring you everything now that I've kind of built it up to what it is you see now. But now I've got to start reviewing a lot of the stuff, and I haven't done. I know that I haven't done the greatest job of reviewing a lot of the products, but I have I've purchased 99%. I have purchased myself of what you see on the truck. There's only a handful of products that uh, independent people have sent me or companies have sent me. The grill is one that a company and an individual sent out to me. Let's see, Lasfit had sent out some stuff for me. Uh, let's see. Taco Clout. I will say that I do work with Taco Clout on a couple of things. He has sent me a couple of things out to test, which have been really, really good. If I didn't if I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't go through them again. But yeah, so I want to be upfront and honest with you guys as far as what I purchase and what people are working with me. And I will say the product, the company that I'm working with tomorrow, I'm super happy to be bringing out this new product that they're going to be dropping for the Tacoma. So stay tuned for that video. Let's see. Let's get caught up on some comments here. Was cool. Thanks. Okay, yeah. Regarding the 35s and above, not a problem. Um, yeah, just do a little do more research as far as going up to 37s if that's where you're going. Just make sure that you're getting all your bases covered before you actually dive into that. Find all of the options that you have before you actually do it, and then figure out which one makes the most sense for you. Res Regear Magnusum Supercharger plus Pedal Commander. Okay, that'd be interesting. One thing that I was told about the tune, any tune, and a throttle controller is you don't want to combine it, otherwise you could put it in limp mode. So just be aware of that. Plus AFE intake. Okay. I'm from South Chicago. My next mods will be bulletproof. Yeah, that talk about putting some weight on the taco. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a heavy taco. Sits really deep. But anyway, I'm super excited to be bringing you guys some new products, some new mods, and hopefully bringing you guys some camping videos, which is what I've built this thing up to, and I really haven't shared a whole lot of that stuff. One of the things that one of the things that I'm kind of working on and wanting to get better, especially for you guys, is bringing you along for those journeys simply because I get lost in being out there and being in the moment while I'm out either camping or going off on these adventures that I want to be as present as I can. And that also means that what I got to do is I got to remember to bring you guys along with me on those. And I'm going to work on becoming better and sharing those adventures with you guys. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being such amazing supporters of the channel and what I've done with my Tacoma. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys greatly. I wonder how it would drive. Regear, Magnuson Supercharger, and Pedal Commander. Yeah, I wonder just how well that would all come together. That'd be very interesting. And Reyes, thanks for sharing. Thank you for being a part of this amazing journey and being a part of the Mumfy Mafia. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It is time for some dinner. And thank you so much for all your support. Joining me on this live. I'm going to drop a Heretic video for you guys this week. And then I'll have another video for you guys next week as well. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.